All right, so we're recording. We're live. We're live on Instagram right now. If you follow Darnell Hinton, is it your Teach One Feed one, right?
Teach One Feed one, yeah.
All right, cool. It's a Teach One Feed one. So we're currently live right now on Instagram. This was pre-recorded, but if you're following him, hopefully you tuned in. This is really good. I'm really excited for this episode, bro, because I've been seeing what you're doing, and I'm excited to learn more about it. And I'm trying to really put myself, me and Nick. My co-host isn't here today. Nick is not here today. He is tired from work and he wasn't able to make it. So it's gonna be me and Darnell today. First of all, this is episode 21 of the LOFT. Today we got Darnell Hinton of Teach One Feed One. How you doing, brother?
I'm excellent. I'm glad to be here.
I appreciate you, bro, because just gotta make sure you're on. You're good, bro.
Yeah.
I just got back from Sesame Place, filming with Delaney. Beautiful girl. So basically, Meg Cohen. She's one of the reasons why we're even sitting here right now. Shout out to Meg. We were at Sesame Place, and we surprised her with a trip. We picked her up in a limo. The video will be out. The video will be out next Thursday. This will be out on Wednesday.
Okay.
So tune in for that. But so we picked her up in a limo, surprised her completely.
Yeah.
And she was so excited. Like, she was a little shy in the beginning. And so we picked her up. She's like 4 years old, like young, she has alopecia, so she has some bald spots, she suffers from that. And she got nominated by the Grace Project. The people nominated her, and we're trying to do that every single month. So we're trying to surprise somebody with a nice trip and stuff. So yeah.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
I knew about this probably before you knew about this.
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
Because Meg is and I'm so proud of Meg.
You're a mentor.
Meg is actually my mentee.
Right. Yep.
And
yep.
I could not be more proud of her for this.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see how the video turns out.
Yeah, she's the best, man. I love her. I'm fortunate enough to be getting involved. She wants to put me on the board for Grace Project now, which is nice. Which is an honor.
That's what's up.
Because I've been there every Thursday volunteering in Kennington, and it's been a crazy experience. Just being surrounded by just that environment in Kennington. Because when people ask me about it, I tell them, they ask me why do I do it? I say because it resets my brain for my gratitude. You know what I'm saying? It resets my brain for what I'm thankful for, because you go down there and it's you see what's going on down there, and it's it's intense. You know what I mean? You never know what you're going to see. So for an hour and a half a week, I go down there, help give out food, and it's it just resets your brain. You come home to your family, your beautiful house, your everything, and you're so fortunate, and it kind of helps you want to help other people too. So. But enough about me. I want to really dive into Teach One Feed One, man, because that seems like a really inspiring organization, I guess you call it, that you started. So tell me about it. How'd you get started? Why do you do it, man? I'm just really curious about it. So go ahead, bro.
Yeah. So Teach One Feed One, right? We're a nonprofit organization. We were founded June 3rd, 2018.
Okay.
And our mission is everything we do, we believe in eliminating the stigma attached with addiction and challenging the way the disease is approached. So, behind that mission, basically what we do is we help provide the necessary resources to individuals and families who don't have the necessary resources to, get their loved ones or themselves into treatment. And then, more importantly, also provide them the necessary resources once they are discharged from treatment to help them maintain sustained sobriety.
Nice.
And then, just on top of that and, many other things, we also provide the resources and the necessary help and support to families that have been impacted due to addiction in any way possible as
nice. Well. So basically you guys are you're helping people get through the whole process of the addiction?
Absolutely.
The addiction process?
Yes.
That's awesome, man. That's really cool, man. Yeah, so I guess, so how is how's it going now? So what's the process look like, from when you're, so does someone reach out to you, or do you find people to help?
So I guess it's kind of both, right? So we make an effort to use our resources to find individuals who are looking for assistance. But, at this point, 3.5 years in, thankfully, right?
Right, yeah.
We have enough support, and we have an amazing support system, and we have enough resources where people, we have a lot of people that are reaching out to us and that are looking to us for assistance. So
that's awesome.
We've been really, really fortunate over these past 3.5 years.
That's cool. And so did you start it by yourself?
No.
Okay. Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
Did I guess essentially come up with
the idea,
the name and the idea? Yeah, but this was a complete team effort.
It looks like a team effort.
Yeah, man, complete team effort. Like,
nice.
And when I say team effort, I don't mean like the people that like directly, helped us, like, when we first got started, going down into Kensington and caring for the homeless and doing things like that. I mean, like, my mom, like, without my mom, like, when I first got out of treatment, I started working at Retro Fitness, right?
Okay.
For literally $7.25 an hour. I was 29 years old at that time, right? So I was 29 years old, but I was still depending on if my mom didn't take me to work, or if I didn't have enough money to take Uber,
you weren't going.
Like, I wasn't going to work. So having my mom or my dad give me a ride to work, or my girlfriend at that time give me a ride to work, or my friends give me, like, all of that went into Teach One Feed One being started. So it was not at all by myself.
So you said you were in treatment, right? You were addicted. So when did that start? When did that happen?
The first time I went to treatment, I think I was 21 or 22 years old. I was in Westchester University, like, I was in college at the time.
Wow. Okay.
So yeah, I was around like 21 or 22 years old.
Okay. And so what was it? You were at like a party or something? And
nah, man.
So
I wasn't. So that's kind of what we're trying to, like, bring awareness to, right?
Right.
Like, I was, I guess, your average kid, right? Like, I didn't grow up with no, like, fucked up story, or my mom wasn't abusing drugs when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I don't have a story where my dad just wasn't around and I like felt like that I wasn't loved. Like, no, my parents gave me, like, we didn't have the most, but trust me, my parents gave us more than we needed, right? Like, love wise, like, emotionally, monetarily. Like, I didn't care. I didn't need for anything, right? So I don't have that story, and this is kind of what we're fighting for, is to show people that this, like, addiction is immune to no one, right?
Right.
Like, if you ask my friends, they would tell you you would be the last person that I would think that this would happen to, but it did. You know what I mean? And I went to college, and my story starts like almost every other person's story starts with the red Solo cup, and and that kind of just and a blunt, and that kind of just spiraled a couple years into eventually me living with some guys who at that time were doing something that I had no idea even what it was. It was called Percocet, and I had no clue what that even was at that time, right? But eventually weed stopped working for me, right? Like, it started doing the opposite.
It doesn't do enough for you, right?
It started doing the opposite for some reason, right? And it used to calm me down, and it used to, like, make me like ease my anxiety, and then eventually it got to a point where it would, like, exacerbate my anxiety, right?
Oh, it just made it worse?
It made it worse, right? So eventually, my roommates that I was living with at that time, they were, like I said, they were doing something that I had never heard of before, and I guess peer pressure gave in, or one thing led to another, and I tried it, and whew.
So you were just hooked on perks and stuff?
Yeah, man, that led to, like, 8 years of just a lot of things.
8 years. What got you out of it, you think?
I mean, a lot of things, to be honest with you, man. Like, a lot of things. I wish I could just take my finger and pinpoint on one thing.
I want to interrupt you, but only reason why I asked, because when I had Becky Deo on, she's part of the Grace Project too. I asked her, and she said her nephew. Like, she said her straight up, her nephew was like, got her off of it, because she would come home and, like, she saw his face, and he was like asking her, like, why are you acting like that? Why are you, what I'm saying, like. So yeah, I just wanted to. So you kind of just, like, naturally, you're like, you had enough, I feel like.
I mean, I guess you could say that. I just needed, like, I was talking about this the other day, I just needed a perspective shift on my entire life. Like, it wasn't, when I went to treatment, right? I went to treatment every single time. I went to treatment, I think, 9 times. Every single time I went to treatment, I genuinely wanted to stay clean when I got out, right? You get some kids who go and they have no intentions of staying clean. They just go because mom said you have to go, and they go, and then they get out, and then that day they use. I genuinely wanted to stay clean every time I went to treatment. It just didn't end up happening that way.
It's not how it worked out,
But that last time, right? Like, that last time, I kind of did, like, I don't know. Like, I kind of did some soul searching, and I realized that I just needed, like, I needed to change the way that I thought. Like that's what needed to change. Like I needed to be a lot more grateful for things.
Right,
I needed to stop worrying about things that I couldn't control.
Yeah.
I needed to be a lot more humble. I needed to like
your mindset needed to change.
Complete mindset change.
My grandma, I say it every episode. My grandma told me one of the best quotes she ever told me was that when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. You know what I'm saying? So if you, like you said, like you look at the way, like, all right, you change the way, like, all right, I need to get clean. When I need to get clean, yeah, you start like putting that in your head and changing the way you think about it instead of, oh, like I'm going back to, I'm going to get sober because someone's telling me to. Like if you think, oh, I want to do this for myself and change the way you look at it, it's eventually going to change your entire mindset. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's what I guess both of our missions too, with like people who are addicted. You know what I mean? So like being out there in Kennington, I learned one of the most valuable things ever is that, there's always a stigma. Like you said, it's literally, there's always a stigma around people who are addicted. And, one of the stigmas is that they're crackheads or they're bad people. They just steal from you. The reality is they are great people. They are beautiful people. Every single person in Kennington is super, super thankful when I help them out and when Meg helps them out. And they're just so generous and thankful. And it's like, it sucks because they're stuck. Like they're like zombies. They can't control how they feel. You know what I mean? So it's like, hopefully, that like day by day, we're both able to help change the stigma on that. But I guess I wanted to ask too, like, were you homeless at all?
So not literally living on the streets, but like literally my mom kicked me out.
Okay.
On my birthday at one point. And, I had to stay at a friend's house.
Wow.
And then I had to sleep in my car for a couple days. And then I had to, like, go stay at another friend's house. And then at one point I was working at Enterprise Rent-A-Car.
Oh,
and
wow.
I literally had to go to work, like, 15 minutes early, go in the bathroom, grab a towel that we would usually use to clean cars, and go in the bathroom and just clean my underarms and my private part area just so I wouldn't, like, smell that day.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So, like, physically sleeping on the street? No. But sleeping in my car? Yes, absolutely.
It's basically the street.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, no, like I've had to like play the Heat game. I don't know if you know what the Heat game is, but if you play the Heat game, basically if you're sleeping in your car in the winter, right, you want to make sure that you have enough gas so you can drive around. So you got to turn the heat on every 20 minutes and then turn it off every 20 minutes and turn it on just so you don't run the car out of gas. So to answer your question, yes.
Wow. When did you stop living in your car?
I guess right before I went to treatment.
Oh, nice. So you went to treatment once, and it kind of helped. It helped you a lot.
No, so that was the last time I went to treatment.
Okay,
like that was that was the 9th time I went to treatment.
Oh, wow.
So I've been to treatment like 9 times.
Wow.
Yep. And then that last time is when things really like got bad. You know what I mean? Like really, really bad. Like I started doing things that I said I would never do.
Right. Do you believe in treatment? Do you think it works?
1,000%.
Yeah. I'm just curious because I know everyone has different viewpoints on stuff, but do you go to therapy at all? Do you have
therapy as far as
like do you talk to someone? Do you have anyone you need to go to if you have problems or anything or no? Because I know a lot of people, it helps a lot of people, so I figure I'll just ask you too.
So to answer your question, I don't, but it's not to say that I wouldn't. It's not to say that I don't think it would help. I think talking to someone and communicating with someone on every level, is healthy. So
yeah. And so talk a little bit about the Teach One Feed One, like the in depth. Like I saw, you guys have like yoga, like all kinds of different stuff. So what does it consist of? Teach One Feed One.
So, like I said, we try to, the best way I can explain it is we try and exercise our mission, which is everything we do, we believe in eliminating the stigma attached with addiction and challenging the way that the disease is approached. So everything within that, right? So, for instance, we have several scholarships, right? Like we have the Ned Felici Scholarship, we have the Chad Duffy Scholarship, we have the Nadia Lopez Scholarship, and we have the Frankie Prout Scholarship, which are scholarships for individuals that are no longer with us, right? And the point of that scholarship is to reinforce to that family that their loved one, their name did not go in vain, right? It's to give them something to get together every year on the day that their loved one passed away, and kind of come together and instead of, I guess, mourn, kind of celebrate, like the ones that we do go to or the ones that we do have, they kind of turn it into a celebration. They invite all their friends, they invite all their family. We take a nice picture. They have a good time. Like they celebrate the life of their person.
That's really nice.
That's no longer with us, right? And that's kind of the point of those scholarships. In addition to that, we have like a family abandonment program, which is support that we offer to individuals whose family has, I guess, given up on them because they've been through treatment so many times, and their family has just gotten to that point where they're just like, listen, we can no longer help you, right?
Yeah.
We have a lost loved one program where we assist kids who have lost a parent due to addiction. We have a youth sports alternative program, right? Where
That's
we
awesome.
basically will take care of all of the costs to get kids involved in sports to keep them like off the streets,
right.
and like involved in something productive, right? And then just to name one more, we have a excellence in sobriety program where we basically reward individuals on their sobriety, on their dates of sobriety, and on their clean dates for achieving such success in sobriety, because we think that's important to reinforce.
Keep reminding people that they're doing a good job, because it's a lifelong struggle.
Right.
Right. Have you ever lost anyone to addiction? Anyone in your family, or has it personally affected your family at all, or no?
Anyone in my family, no, but
Friends.
like indirectly, yeah.
Okay.
Too many people.
Yeah, I was curious because like the reason why I even got so curious about like addiction and everything is because it affects someone in my family, and it's like it's one of the hardest things ever to see. And like you said, like when the family like abandons you, it's like, you know, you feel like you have nowhere to go. And that's one of the hardest things too, is like when, you know, it feels like it's like when it rains it pours, you know. And I feel like that's why it's so nice to have Teach One Feed One, where it's like, you know, it shows like you're not truly abandoned. That I think we need to stress more, like just as people, is if you want help, just ask for it. I think a lot of people, you know, that's advice that every single person I've had on here said, you know, when they talk about how like advice, when I ask someone for advice, like they just say like just reach out, you know. So do you have any advice as well for someone who may be living in their car, or someone who's like struggling right now with addiction?
Yeah, like you just said, like reach out. There are resources out there. Like there's great programs like ours and the Grace Project.
Yeah.
And if you go out there, I'm sure you see there's like so many other organizations that make an effort to go out there on a consistent basis to try and offer assistance.
That's what I realized too, is that there's so much out there. You just got to go look for it. You know what I mean? That's how I found Meg. I just was literally scrolling through Facebook and I saw the Grace Project and I reached out to her, had her on, and that's what's the best thing about this podcast, is like you're just able to just build relationships and stuff like that. So just curious too, like you have a big family at all? You have a nice size family. You have any siblings and stuff?
I do.
Yeah. Do you have your brothers, sisters, or
younger brother, older sister?
Okay. How did your addiction affect them?
In every way. In every way possible. And I was too selfish to see that like in the moment, I guess, but like in every way possible. So my brother, right, is still going through what he's going through. He's also, he also battles addiction, and from time to time I think, should I have been a better role model? Should I have set a better example? Should I have, we've done things with each other that, I wouldn't even feel comfortable telling my mom and dad, to be quite honest with you. So,
right.
I think about that kind of stuff all the time.
Nice. Yeah, I'm just really curious. How's he doing now with his struggle? Is he still?
Well, he was in treatment a couple days ago. He was there for like 6 days. He went through detox. He said, he came home. He said that there was something that went on, and that's why he had to come home. I'm not sure. I don't know how much I truly believe him at this point, to be completely honest with you. If he's watching, I don't really care. I don't really know how much I truly believe him at this point. But I guess we'll see. I hope the best for him, because he's really been struggling with this, and I just hope he gets it together.
He has a great role model as a brother now. Hopefully he can see from you that like you completely turn your life around, and you made your struggles into success and being able to help others. And one of the greatest successes in life is by helping others. You know what I mean?
I hope.
Which is nice. I think he'll be okay. I hope he's okay. Because I've never personally been addicted to anything, but like I just truly try to sympathize with these people, because it's like, it's just an everyday battle that these people go through. You know what I mean? So, when were you able to get your family's trust back?
So I'll never forget it. Right?
Yeah.
I was, I want to say like 2 months out of treatment, and I went to the gas station with my mom, and she told me to put gas in the car, and I didn't really think anything of it. And then like she handed me her debit card. And listen, I kind of looked at her like, you handed me your debit card right now?
Right.
And, you know, I mean, I wouldn't say that's like their full trust, but it was kind of like that moment where I was just like, I guess she trusts me to go in with her debit card,
right,
and not sneak and take a picture of the numbers really quick and use it for something. You know what I mean? So I was just like, okay, like, all right. You know, and then slowly, but like it took a lot of time, man. Like if you're in recovery and you're trying to gain your family's trust back, please understand it's not you've done, like I did years and years and years of damage, right? And that takes years and years and years to repair. Like you have to understand that it's not just like about you. Like in addiction, you also are harming people around you.
Yeah.
You know?
Sometimes the families are the ones that are the most affected.
Yeah. And you can't speed up their process. You can't expect them to heal at a rate that you want them to heal at or that you want them to recover at, because you know, it just doesn't work that way.
Value understanding.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, man. It brings back like my own like memories in my family. Just like seeing my mom struggle, you know, not to mention who the person in my family is, but seeing my mom struggle, my grandmom struggle. Like, you know, it's just really hard to see that. But like, I don't know, it's just crazy because how able you were able to make it out, and like I would have never been able to guess that you were ever addicted to anything. Like it seems like you're addicted to the gym now. You know what I mean? So it's like, which is nice. Like, so like I guess going on another thing too, like what do you do to keep your urges, I guess? Do you even have urges anymore or no?
If I very seldomly.
Right.
Very, very seldomly. If I do, it's literally like 20 seconds, and I don't even really think about it like that. It just comes into my mind, and then it kind of just goes out. Like I understand at this point, and this is important to understand for someone in early recovery. It's okay to get a feeling that you want to get high as long as you don't act on that feeling. It's okay to get a feeling for anything, really. Like it's okay to feel something as long as you don't act on that feeling. Yeah, that's all that really matters.
That's
so like
true,
it comes in, and then it's temporary. It just goes right out.
Nice. So what do you do to keep yourself busy and keep yourself from, you know, getting into those dark places?
I work a lot, to be honest with you. I love going to the gym. Like my time in the gym is like my sacred time.
Nice,
like, if I could put my phone on Do Not Disturb, I would. I can't, but like if I could put my phone on Do Not Disturb and just like zone out, like that would be like, that's my time to myself. I love the gym. I spend time with family. Okay. Right. And I try and spend as much time with friends as possible, because I understand like these are like the types of things that we took for granted in recovery. Like you take for granted, you get so wrapped up and you get so absorbed and you get so like drawn into that life and like everything that comes with it, that feeling you get on your way to cop, and then that feeling you get when you put that substance into your body, and like that feeling you get afterwards. Like you get so absorbed in that you forget like the small things in life, like a couple weeks ago, being present for Father's Day, like actually like being there and being present and like walking through the door with a sober mind saying like, Dad, happy Father's Day, and just being able to be there with family and not sit there with this feeling of like physical feeling of withdrawal and this terrible mental feeling of how can I get out of here? How can I scheme a way to go get high right now? How can I don't want to be here. And mentally you're not there and physically you're not there. Like it's just a great feeling to be able to just be there and be present for things like that, and birthdays and celebrations, and like it's just something you take for granted when you're going through that.
What would you say was the lowest point in your life? Like what was like your darkest point where you're like, dude, something's got to change? Was this, do you have a specific memory or?
Too many, to be honest with you. Yeah, like too many. Like I've pawned my father's wedding ring. I've like stole from like some of the closest people in my life. Jeez. You know, I've just done things that are bad, that every person in recovery has done, because like it's either I do this and get high, or I don't, and I sit here with this feeling that like makes me want to kill myself. So if you've never been through withdrawal, I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. That's like the best way that I can
Everybody says that, man. Yeah. Everyone I have on is like, I would never wish that.
I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy.
Wow. So is like, what are you, just cold and like sweaty? Is it like
you're cold?
I heard it's horrible.
You're hot. You're sweating. Your legs won't stop shaking. Like your legs are like violently shaking. You can't sleep for weeks. You can't sleep, like literally for weeks. You get the shakes. You you're shitting
Yeah,
24/7. You're shitting.
That's
you got diarrhea.
crazy.
You're just like it's. Your anxiety is racing. It's like
Yeah,
I can't even explain it. It's the worst feeling.
It sounds like hell, honestly.
No, it is.
Like it really does. So what's next for Teach One Feed One? Like what are you guys planning on doing next?
So listen, we want to become the American Red Cross for addiction. That's what we want to do.
Yes, sir.
Right? So
yes, sir.
if you know anything about American Red Cross, what they do is they respond to national disasters.
Okay.
Right, like Hurricane Katrina. When that happened, American Red Cross was there, and they were there with support and items of support,
right,
and just different ways to support, right? We want to travel the country, right? And we want to be American Red Cross for addiction. So when there's a disaster due to addiction, or let's say some lady in Dallas, right? Her son was about to graduate high school. He had a perfect 4.0, and he was on his way to Harvard University, right? No one would think that this kid would be going through what he was going through, but he actually, let's say he died of an overdose. We want to show up on her doorstep maybe a couple weeks later, give her some time to go through her process. We want to show up on her doorstep a couple weeks later with a nice plaque in her son's name, a scholarship that's going to be hung up in the school's hallway, that's going to go on forever, and basically give that family some reassurance that like I said, her son's name didn't go in vain, and we're trying to basically have her son's name help someone for years to come. Yeah,
I actually just watched a movie on Netflix. I'm gonna try to put the title of the movie in this podcast somehow, but it's basically it was about these two separate couples who were living their own separate lives, and it was a younger guy and a young woman, and then an older guy who was rich, really rich, and his wife. So the older guy was a part of he traveled the country, but he was a part of the mob, I guess. And he met a flight attendant, and so basically he met her. They're older couple. They met a flight attendant, and he would fly to wherever she was landing next and surprise her, and they start getting married, whatever. They live this great life, and he has a heart problem, lungs problem, really bad lungs, coughing really bad. And then you have this younger guy who has his entire life ahead of him. He meets this girl at college, and he starts dating her. And so basically they're living this life, and there's a certain point in the movie where they talk about and he's in his bed, and they tell him the surgery went well and he's gonna be fine. So basically now he has a kid, a wife, has a whole family. Turns out that wasn't true at all. None of that actually happened. So there's a scene in the movie where he's lifting his kid up in the air, and everything around him starts disappearing. And so in the reality was he was brain dead because he got in an accident. He was brain dead, and he had to donate his organs, and his organs saved that man's life. So at the end of the movie, I'm getting the chills thinking about it. In the end of the movie, they find out who the donor was. And it was this younger guy, and the older guy was I need to meet this guy. Meet their family. So he meets the family, he meets the girlfriend, and the end of the movie just ends with them meeting and them going on trips together and living life together. It was crazy, and because his heart, the girlfriend hugged him and listened to his heartbeat. Right. And it was because it was him. It was he's giving you a heart and whatever. So it was crazy stuff like that where just really that stuff makes you think about it, man. And just I don't know. That was a really good movie that just came out on Netflix. If you haven't seen it, check it out. But yeah, man, just stuff like that. But I also wanted to ask you too. So where did the name come from?
Teach One, Feed One?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just kind of made it up on the spot?
I think my sister came up with it, to be honest with you. Yeah.
That's fire, man. That's awesome.
I think originally it was going to be Each One, Teach One or something like that, but that was already taken. And then
in my head, I always got it mixed up.
Yeah.
I always got it. I was like, is it Each One, Teach One? There's so many different ones, but yeah, Teach One, Feed One. That's dope, though, man.
Yeah. So listen, I guess the thought process behind it, right, is if you give a man a fish, he eats for a day. But if you teach a man to fish, he eats for the rest of his life. So that's kind of
I like that. I like that, man. That's pretty cool. Your brightest moment in your recovery and getting out of it.
My brightest
moment?
What
would you say was the moment where I'm gonna be okay? Because I feel a lot of people don't. I feel a lot of people who are addicted, they hear the bad side. People ask, "Oh, what was your darkest moment?" Or "What are these crazy stories you have?" But what was the brightest moment in your recovery that you were like, you know what, I'm gonna be okay. Like I'm gonna be good.
Yeah, I don't really have a specific
Okay.
one right now. I mean, maybe if I thought about
Yeah,
it
yeah,
for
yeah.
a couple minutes, maybe I could come up
I
with
guess
something.
I could rephrase this. I mean, so what was your when was the moment that like I feel like your mom knew you were gonna be okay? Was there a moment where you like came home and said, "Mom, I really want to do this," or was it like just over time, kind of?
Just over time, man. Like over time, it took them time. It took my mom time. It took my dad time. It took my family time. Like it was a process because you got to remember, if you go to treatment, 8, 9 times, like this is 8, 9 times of you telling them that I'm going to be different. I'm going to be different. I'm going to change. I'm going to get this now. I'm going to get this now. And they want to believe you. They're your parent. So, why would I expect them to think anything different that final time? Like, no, they're still, they're still going to have their process of trying to recover as well. So.
Yeah, I guess it's. How did you get into mentoring Meg?
So me and my business partner, right, from another business, we kind of came up with this, and we actually just started this brand, right? Just to answer your question, give me a second. It's called the Elite Entrepreneurs, right? And when we say elite, we don't mean like that we're better than anyone else. We don't mean elite in the sense that we're doing more than that's not what we mean when we say elite. We mean elite in the sense that like kind of the exact opposite, right? And what we're trying to do is we're on a mission to inspire people, right? And it's not about the money. Like that's what we're trying to convey, right? He has a background where he was actually in prison. Right?
Oh, wow.
And now he has several successful businesses, right? Like several, right? Among many other things. And obviously I have my background as well. And we're trying to touch individuals from the same exact kind of background as us, like people who are in jail now and who kind of like just feel defeated, like they're never going to be anything because they have a criminal record. And he's trying to speak to them, right? And let them know, like, no, look at me. Like I was where you were like 3 years ago. And now I've turned my life around, and I'm trying to do the same thing with people in recovery. Right?
That's cool.
So
that's awesome.
That's kind of, it was actually, his idea as far as we started like a little mentorship program where we were just going to, put out a program, where we can offer individuals an ebook where they can basically just purchase the book and then they can kind of follow our whatever step plan.
So you put a book together?
Yeah, I have an ebook, right? If you want to start a nonprofit, or if you already have a nonprofit and you're looking to try and excel it, and it's just my experiences, right? Like I'm not an expert. Like it's just my experiences. If it helps, it helps. If it doesn't help, it doesn't help, right? So that's kind of where the idea for that came from.
So you feel like you've always been an entrepreneur? Like
I don't think so, to be honest with you. I mean, and mentally, I guess.
I mean, the way I look at an entrepreneur is somebody who just takes opportunities and just wants to work for themselves. Like, because you're telling me, and Meg was telling me you started all these businesses, which I wanted to talk about. So do you think so I guess you weren't always an entrepreneur, I guess, or do you think it was like what kind of what pushed that? Like, do you think, I want to start a business and about helping entrepreneurs or helping people who are maybe in jail or whatever? Like, what was your process behind that? Just like kind of coming up with that.
I mean, Teach One, Feed One is essentially that for addiction, right? So like, we have our mission, right, which is everything we do. We believe in eliminating the stigma attached with addiction and challenging the way the disease is approached, right?
Right.
And it's my job as the executive director to make sure we're exercising that mission, right? But even large, I don't want to say larger than that, but even I guess a personal mission of mine, right, is I want people to be able to look at me, right, and be like, no matter what I'm going through, if that guy can go through that, then I know I can get through whatever I'm going through, right? Like you just said, if you said, right, I didn't say this, you said if you would have looked at me, you would have thought that I never went through what I told you I had gone through,
right?
Right? That's exactly what I want to convey to people, right? That's exactly the message
that you can get there too.
That I want to give off, right? Is that addiction is not the 40-year-old guy sitting outside of a bar, like you just said, the crack. It's not that. Like addiction, they look like me. They look like you. They look like no amount of money. It doesn't. They look like normal people.
It doesn't discriminate at all.
It doesn't discriminate. So that's the amount of awareness and like the message that we're trying to get out.
Okay, cool. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm actually really curious about the entrepreneur thing you're talking about too. But yeah, no, I mean that's what I try stressing to everybody though. Is like, like addiction is completely like it does not discriminate. You have a lot of events and stuff. Like you have like events that you schedule and stuff.
Yeah, we do, man.
I'll have to link everything in the description. But
we have our golf outing coming up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's our next event, September 20th, Monday, September 20th.
Nice.
We still have a lot of foursomes available if you're interested.
Teams of fours.
If anyone is interested out there, come on out. www.teachoneFeedOneGolfOuting.com.
Okay.
You can sign
I'll
up
put
for
that in the description. Is your extended family a part of it as well? Or did your family help out at all? Like, is your family involved in it?
My sister's on the board.
Oh, nice.
My sister's on the board. My mom, she does she's really busy because she is the president of the NAACP, and she does some more advocacy work, and we kind of want to integrate her as an advocacy worker for us, or like a policy changer for us.
Cool.
So that's kind of how we see her fitting in as well.
Do you read at all?
I read a lot.
Yeah. What do you read?
I read self-development books.
Okay. So I'm not much of a reader, but I just started reading the 48 Laws of Power, and I'm taking notes on that. I'm curious on what you read, and because I definitely want to start expanding my knowledge as well. So what would you say has been your favorite book or most impactful book, you think?
Okay. Stephen Covey, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why I couldn't think of that.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I just I believe I'm a big audiobook person. When I'm driving and stuff, I love audiobooks.
Me too.
Yeah. Did you read the David Goggins book yet?
I have not, but that's I have it saved in my audiobook.
Yeah, I literally bought that the other day. My buddy Nick, he's big and he's huge in the books, big into quotes and stuff like that too. So what else is coming up for you in Teach One Feed One? Do you do stuff weekly at all, or is it just?
Well, yeah, it's just a lot of stuff that doesn't really get seen, to be honest with you. So we'll have recovery houses reach out to us and say hey, can you scholarship this guy? Or rehabs reach out to us and say, hey, can you scholarship this guy? Or can you drop this off? Yeah. That kind of that stuff doesn't really get seen, but yeah.
What's that process look like to get someone's a scholarship for somebody?
Well, I just, after talking to our accountant, I should say, he basically wants us to put a application process in play. So I guess application. Okay. So if someone needs help, they reach out to us from a recovery home or a rehab, right? Normally I would just hold we would hold, I would say, a phone interview with the patient who needs assistance. We would go over, ask him a few questions, and then kind of make our decision yes or no. It would usually be yes, but now they want us to, forward over a application that they have to fill out and then send back, just so we have something on file. But
cool.
It's essentially a formality.
Nice, cool. So I was gonna ask you what your end goal is, but I guess what's next? Besides, so where are you trying to specifically take it? What are the things that you have in plan for people who follow you and who are?
I want to go to all 50 states.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I want to travel to all 50 states.
That's gonna be sick.
And do something for the organization related.
Cool.
We've been to Cleveland, Ohio. We've been to Atlanta, Georgia. We've been to Houston, Texas. We've been to where else? Cleveland, Atlanta. Okay. We've been to Washington, D.C.
Okay.
And I think the last time we went to Cleveland, right? Me and my buddy, we basically went to a rehab that we have a relationship with, and we surprised all the girls there that were celebrating sobriety date. So one was selling 30 days, one was selling 60 days, and I think one was celebrating 90 days.
Nice.
We got them flowers. We went to Ulta Beauty Salon, which is a girl store with makeup.
Yeah, Ulta, yeah.
Makeup and shit.
Yeah.
We got them a whole bunch of makeup,
That's
a
dope,
whole bunch of beauty products, and then we got them tickets to the Cleveland Indians game.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So that must be a really good experience.
Yeah, and it's a great experience, right? Yeah. And it's more so to let them know that someone is paying attention. Someone's paying attention to you, right? You got 60 days clean, you got 90 days clean. That's not a small deal. That's a huge.
You don't downplay it.
No,
you can't.
No, you can't downplay it. That's a huge accomplishment because no one downplayed it when we were struggling, right? When I was struggling or when people were struggling, they make sure they tell you, oh, you're a piece of shit, you're a scumbag.
Yeah, they try.
You're a drug addict.
Yeah.
They point their finger, right?
Yeah.
But no one does they don't reciprocate that on the other end when you're trying to get clean.
Yeah,
So that's huge for us.
It's sad, man, because everybody wants to see people fail. Some people, the negativity gets more buzz and attention than the positive stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So my friend Brittany, who I just had on the podcast for episode 19, she's doing a 50 smiles in 50 states. And
Negler?
Yeah, Negler. You know Negler? Yeah. I just had her on.
She's supposed to be running our TikTok. She's so busy though.
Oh yeah, she is crazy. Yeah. I actually just started like managing her and helping her with her brand deals. Like she'll send me stuff for advice and all that stuff. Okay. So I'll have to tell her to reach out to you. She knows you. Yeah, she mentioned you. Yeah. I told her I hit you up and stuff. Like, oh yeah, Darnell's man. He's the man. Yeah, she's killing it. But yeah, she wants to go to all 50 states, 50 smiles, 50 states, and like surprise people with a new set of teeth. You know, she'll be talking to doctors, which is really cool. And I would love to help out for you too. If you ever need, I don't know, do you film anything at all or no?
Yeah,
we do. You do
but
film?
It's not like I need like that's part of my next goal is to make sure everything that we film moving forward is like professionally filmed.
Yeah, it makes it look, I mean, because I had this conversation with Meg today. It's like, you're not trying to like be, oh, I'm so great. Like you're just like, put the positive out there. Let people see it. Encourage it.
Listen, this is something that I had to reinforce. Not saying that she didn't already know this because she did. I just had to reinforce this to her, being someone who has been where she's trying to go to, right? I've been through it already, right?
Right.
It's not about showboating. It's not about, oh, hey, look at me. No, right? Like I just said, there's things that I do in my personal life every day that no one ever even knows about, right? Like I drive past someone if they're on the street and they need some money, I might give the guy $40. I'm not going to take my phone out and record it though. That's something I do in my personal life.
That's different.
But I happen to run a nonprofit organization, right? So this is a business. Right. And if people don't see what we're doing, then how can you expect anyone to donate to what you're doing?
Exactly.
Right?
Thank you so much.
Next time next time someone feels that way, tell them to look at the American Red Cross's website and Boys and Girls Club and American website and all of the Habitat for Humanity's website. They have pictures all up on their website about the work that they do. Right. If you don't document your work, no one's going to donate because they're not going to know what they're donating towards.
Exactly.
You're not showboating. You're just marketing your business like every other business.
Market it, yeah, exactly. Yeah, because I'm starting to do more videos and stuff because I mean I love making videos, so like I love doing that stuff. And August 7th I'm going to Orlando with Brittany to film her TikTok convention. She's going to for a little meetup and collab, so I'm gonna go film that. Like that stuff's just fun, and I feel like I truly believe that COVID really changed a lot of people's mindsets. You know what I mean? Like changed my mindset definitely, like the way I look at stuff, like just trying to be more positive and learning from my mistakes and stuff like that. So I've been trying to personally film more and stuff like that, and it's just fun to watch, seeing somebody happy. Like how many times do you go on YouTube and watch or TikTok and watch like sad videos and like they bring emotions out for you. You know what I mean? So I feel like that stuff's so important, man. So is there anything something you always try to like push in terms of like mindset? Like is there always something you always refer back to, or something your mom told you, or something that your grandma told you, or something like that it's kind of they instilled in you?
I mean, there's so many things, so many lessons that like my mom and my grandma has taught me. I just try, and to be honest with you, I just try and be as grateful as possible for everything that I have, because I know how fast, right? And just like that, one bad decision, everything can be gone. Like I know all too well how fast that could happen, right? I try and appreciate things while I have them, and I try and like appreciate the moment. And I live in, today, like for the moment. I'm not worried about tomorrow. I'm not worried about yesterday. I'm worrying about how can I be the best person that I can be today and be like present, right? And I just want to be, not trying to worry about things like going back to that I can't control. Like I'm not focused on, if I can't control it, trust me, I'm not focused on it. Right. I'm not focused on anything that I can't control. The only thing I'm focused on is things that I can control. Right. So just trying to be grateful, be humble, appreciate what I have. And that's it, man.
That's nice, man. I try to be the same way. I always try to be grateful, because you always forget, right? Like you always forget what you have when you have it. So I always try to be grateful. I always try to, like, my energy is my currency. Just the way I think relationships are currency, I think my energy is currency. If I'm too exhausted caring about what anyone else thinks, then I can't focus on myself. And and I was on Facebook and I saw this thing. I actually screenshotted it real quick. It was, let's see, I shared it. It was something about, like, if you can't fully, like, if you can't find what you love or you can't find what makes you happy, there's no shot in hell you can make another person happy. And I try to teach that to my sister too, with stuff she struggles with. But like, I always try to tell people, like, if you can't find what makes you happy first, there's no shot in hell you'll be able to fully love another person or make another person happy, or, you know, because, you know, you're just not able to like be fully there. Like, you're doing a disservice to yourself, or you're doing a disservice to them by not thinking of yourself. Right. If that makes sense. But yeah, so I mean, where can they find you on social media?
So on Instagram, they can find us at Teach One Feed One. On Facebook, they can find us at Teach One Feed One. Our website, if you're looking to make a donation, is www.teachonefeedone.org. And then, like I said, our next big event is our golf outing. It's our biggest event by far every year. It's www.teachonefeedonegolfouting.com.
Cool. So so for the people listening, if you guys have the funds and are able to donate, please donate. You know, it's a great cause. What you're doing is absolutely amazing. That's why I wanted to have you on, and I definitely want to get involved. I really would love to truly get involved, attend events, you know, help out when I can. If you need me to film something, I can, like whatever. So where exactly does your money go to?
So what do you mean? Say
like
again.
When somebody donates, you know, somebody donates, where's that going towards? What is it going towards?
So our mission, which is everything we do, we believe in eliminating the stigma attached with addiction and challenging the way the disease is approached. So it might go to one of our program services, which is like the scholarships that we offer, or, you know, actually, to be honest with you, we're actually in the works of trying to buy someone a car, right?
That's an exclusive, the LOFT exclusive right there.
We haven't even shared this with people yet, right? But we're in the works of trying to buy someone a car. We want to find someone who was basically in a position just like me and so many other people in recovery. When they get out of treatment, they don't have a license. They don't have a car, because why would they have a car? They barely have, you know, enough money to put food in their mouth, right? And they're relying on Uber that they don't have money for. They're relying on parents and friends to give them a ride, and who wants to do that? Or they're just walking or taking the bus to work, which fucking sucks.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Right? So we want to go ahead and we want to, you know, celebrate someone and basically make their life a little bit easier, and find someone in recovery who's doing all the right things. They might have like 60 or 90 days clean, but you know, they're busting their ass, but you know, they're walking or they're relying on someone to get a ride to and from work. And we want to go ahead and we want to get them
that's so sick.
A car.
You know
what I mean?
Dude,
like,
I want to be there, bro. If there's any chance I could be there, I want to be there.
If you know anyone who's selling a cheap car, please point them my way.
I'll try to look for you too.
I will buy it right now. We've been trying to do this for about 3 weeks. Please point them my way. So that's why we need a car.
So you're trying to get one ASAP?
ASAP.
Do you have the person you're looking for yet, or no?
Not yet. I'll figure that out later.
I'll
figure that out when I get there.
Yeah, bro.
All I need is the car. If I get the car, man, we're good.
Yeah, bro. Damn, man. That's awesome. I'm fucking. I'm pumped for you, bro.
So that's where the money goes.
Okay.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, because I know some people are. Yeah, I always say, I said this in my Kensington video that I put out last week. If you haven't checked it out, go ahead. I say, you know, when you donate food, when you donate money to me, like, you know exactly where it's going. You know exactly. You can physically be there to volunteer too. Can people get involved? Teach One Feed One. Can they volunteer?
Of course, okay. Absolutely. Go to our website, www.teachonefeedone.org. I think it's under Contact Us or Become a Volunteer, something like that, and then it'll cycle through to the correct person.
Dude, I always say let's encourage the conversation. You know, let's start talking about this stuff. Let's start being positive. Let's start just, you know, putting that positive energy out there again that I feel like went away for a while, you know, because of COVID. You know what I mean? Because when you dig deep enough, you find out there's great people like you. There's great people like, you know, there's so many great organizations that are just trying to make the world better, and it's so important to shine a light on them, and that's what I'm trying to do partially. So it's like, dude, I'm so thankful you came all the way from King of Prussia, and you made that commute to give me your time, and you came
right around. So I'm from Norristown, but I figured you would know King of Prussia. That's why I said that.
Yeah, I mean, it's familiar. Yeah, but dude, thank you so much for coming on, bro. You're fucking man. I want to keep in touch. I want to definitely help out where I can. If you need me to film anything or just to even help out or anything like that, just let me know, bro.
I got you.
You sound like you did a great job with Meg. You're a great mentor to Meg, because like I said, in the limo ride back, we were talking about just like where we want this to go, how we want to grow it, and she just said like she attributes a lot of that to you and you helping her out.
She's putting the work in. We're just here to give her the steps that she already knows. That's it.
Sometimes you just got to give that person a push, right? And sometimes that push is one of the most important things, you know, because you give somebody their purpose and you just let them find out for themselves, and you know, but as long as that person gets that step and has someone else tell them, yo, you can do it, you can do this, which I think is super important about Teach One Feed One, is that you're just like, you're telling that person you can do it, you're gonna be okay, and you're a living embodiment of it. You know what I mean? So I'm really excited to see where your your progress goes and where your organization goes, and I wish everybody there, you know, wish them well, and I hope you get they're passionate as you are, which sounds like they are.
Yeah.
You know, I watch like your Instagram stuff, and like you're doing like yoga and stuff in the morning and stuff like that, and like all the basketball stuff. It looks really cool, man. So I'm really excited to see where it goes, and I'm so thankful to have you on, bro. This is a really good episode, and I'm really proud of it. And like I said, you came around a Sunday night. Thank you so much, man.
Of course, man. Of course.
Hopefully we do it again. We'll do an event together. You know, we'll do all that stuff. We'll figure out ways to keep encouraging the conversation. All right, well, that was episode 21 of The Loft. Dude, like I said, thank you for coming on, bro.
Yeah,
it means a lot,
and
I'm excited to see where your progress goes, and you know, changing the stigma. And I think you're already doing a great job of that. It seems like a lot of people are really following what you're preaching. You know what I mean? So, I'm Kev Nichols. This is Darnell Hinton, and also everything for Teach One Feed One will be linked in the bio. If you want to volunteer, donate, whatever, it'll all be linked in the bio. You know, help, you know, just help out where you can. Let's get this dude a car. Any local dealers or anything like that.
If you got a car, give it to me. If you got a car, tell me right now. I'm coming right to you. I'm coming right to you.
If you got a car, you know, hit me up. I'll hit him up. We'll get it going. But
we have a budget. We have a budget of about $2,500, $3,000. You know, but you're doing something good for someone. So, you're doing something good for someone. If you know that we're giving the car away. So if you can help us out, help us out.
If you want to take a little bit off the top, you know,
yeah.
maybe $2,700, maybe $2,500, you know.
Help us out.
Yeah, or donate it. If you want to donate a car, you know what I mean? Do that. But yeah, dude, this is a great episode. I'm super happy with it. I'm so happy you came on and gave me your time. But yeah, dude, this is the episode 21 of The Loft. I'm Kev Nichols. That's Darnell Hinton. And see you guys.
Thanks for having us, bro.